What's up everybody, it's your local curly-haired real estate agent, and today I am making my very first official YouTube video. I know I've posted a few videos on my channel in the past, but I never made like an official welcome video. So I wanted to go ahead and make a video introducing myself and explaining why I got into real estate. So as an icebreaker, I thought it would be fun to play two truths and one lie. I'm going to give you 3 different statements and I'm gonna let you figure out which ones are true and which one is false. So starting with number 1, I was a top finalist for the National American Miss Beauty pageant. Number 2, I lived in Florida for the first 5 years of my life. And number 3, my car got struck by lightning. I'm gonna give you some time to think about it. So starting with number 1, I was a top finalist for the National American Miss Beauty pageant. That is true. I competed for the state of Georgia back in 2023, and I ended up making top 15 and being a finalist for the state of Georgia. I have only been in a beauty pageant one time. It was really a bucket list item for me. I've always wanted to do it, but I just never have. And I actually got a letter in the mail where they invited me to come and compete. So I was very hesitant about it. One, because it is very expensive. Like, for all of you girls that compete regularly, like every year, I don't know how you do it, but props to you. Yeah, so 1, it's very expensive, and 2, they did have a public speaking portion. So if you know anything about me, I hate.
Hate. Double hate. Loathe entirely.
Public speaking. Even like talking on camera, I'm trying to get more comfortable with it, but yeah, I don't like talking in front of a bunch of people. Anyway, those were like 2 reasons where I'm like, I don't know if I should do it. But they have an age limit, I believe, on like how old you can be to compete. And I think that age limit might be like 24 or 25. And at the time I was 23. So I was like, if you don't do it now, you're probably never going to do it. So I was like, you know what? It's something I've always wanted to do. My mom, she was in a beauty pageant at Collins Hill and ended up winning. Looking at the pictures and videos of her when she did it, it always interested me, and I've tried it out. Overall, it was a great experience. The public speaking part, that went fine. I overthought it, which I knew I would. I did a modeling photo shoot, which was really fun, and got a lot of great pictures from that. And I met a lot of great people, other girls that were also competing. But to come in the top 15 and be a finalist for the state of Georgia, it was something that was like a really cool experience. Number 2, I lived in Georgia for the first 5 years of my life. That is false. I have never lived in Florida, and I've lived in Georgia my entire life. I'm 24 now, and I've literally been in Gwinnett County since I've been born. I actually worked at the hospital that I was born at, which was pretty cool. It really felt like full circle. Being able to work where I was born at. But yeah, I love Georgia. I have no plan of leaving, and although I love Florida, I don't think I would ever live there. I love visiting. I would love to have a condo in Florida one day, but living there every day, probably not. Georgia is what I call home. And finally, number 3, my car got struck by lightning. Yes, unfortunately, my poor Volkswagen Jetta did get struck by lightning while I was driving on the highway, actually. Yeah, I know. You probably have never heard it before. I'm still waiting to hear someone is like, oh, I've been struck by lightning too. Haven't met them yet, so if you've been struck by lightning, or if your car, or if anything you know has been struck by lightning, let me know in the comments below. Because I can't be the only one who was driving in their car and then got struck by lightning. I know I can't be the only one. But yeah, this happened back in June of this year, and it was crazy. A lightning bolt came down and, I mean, whoo! I was driving on the highway, it was pouring down, raining, thundering, lightning, and out of nowhere, a huge lightning bolt came down and bam, right in front of me. When I tell you I was literally like a deer in headlights, I didn't know how to react. I didn't know what just happened. I was literally holding onto the steering wheel like I was trying to wrap my head around the fact that my car may have got struck by lightning. Yeah, when it happened, I couldn't tell if it hit my car, if it hit the car in front of me, or in between the two cars, but all I know, it got really bright, it got really loud and really hot because my entire car shut down. Like every light began beeping and blinking. I couldn't give it gas. Fortunately, I was able to pull over on the side of the highway, but every car around me kept driving. I thought the car in front of me would have pulled over, but no, they kept driving like nothing happened. So I'm sitting on the side of the road trying to figure out if I like imagined everything that just happened, but I'm like, okay, my car isn't working. Like, this is real. So I remember hearing like, if your car ever gets struck while you're in it, do not touch anything metal. And my door handles were made of metal. So I didn't know what to do. I was on the phone with my dad. Shout out to him for helping me through it because I had no idea like, what do you do? But he told me, he came up with the idea of getting a shoestring and like tying it around the door handle to pull it open. So fortunately, oh, I forgot. I didn't tell you. My windshield wipers, right? I had my windshield wipers on going full speed. I pulled the key out of the ignition and my windshield wipers were going full speed for like 20 minutes after I took the key out. They were literally working off of the electrical energy from the lightning bolt. Crazy, I know. Anyway, after it finally stopped, I got out the car and I would go to the front and there was like no physical damage. So I practically like drove through the lightning strike when it hit. It completely fried my computer in my car. So I had it towed to the dealership. If any of you have a Volkswagen, do not, I repeat, do not take it to the Volkswagen dealership at Mall of Georgia. They are literally but yeah, the issues I dealt with there were
Be nice.
I'm finding it.
It take you that long to find it?
It
I'm not
does.
gonna get heated over it again, but just know they made me mad and don't go there. Save yourself, save your car, take it anywhere but there. Yeah, I literally had to wait about 3.5 months for them to get in a new computer module to put it into my car. And when they did, they couldn't get it to work. They basically told me that all of the other computer modules in my vehicle would have to be replaced. And guess how much they quoted me for? $20,000. Yeah, like that wouldn't even make sense. So unfortunately, I had to total my car out. It was a very sad day when I had to take everything out. But yeah, I am currently on the hunt for a new car. I don't want a brand new one. It's very interesting being a real estate agent without a car, but hey, life happens. I'm making it work. But I am hoping to find one soon. But that is my icebreaker for you guys. Hopefully you got to know me a little bit more through that. And then finally, before we close out the video, I want to explain why I got into real estate. There were a lot of different reasons, but I know it's very cliche for people to be like, oh, I want to help people. Like, yes, obviously I want to help people, but it's really a little bit deeper than that. So think about it. When people move or like when people buy or sell a home, they're doing it because of a major life event that is going on. So it could be anything like getting married, having children, getting a new job, or it could be more of the negative things like getting a divorce or a death in the family. But typically those are like the major reasons why people are needing to either upsize or downsize when it comes to their home. But being able to help them and walk them through that process when they're going through such a big life change, that is what is really special to me. Buying a home is one of the biggest financial decisions that anybody will make in their life. And really being able to make that aspect a little bit easier when they're already dealing with other things going on in their life, like that's what I feel like I'm here for. So that's why I got into real estate. And of course, there are other reasons, and I'll probably talk about that more later on in the videos. But I want to say thank you for everyone who watched my video. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe below. That way you can get notified whenever I do upload another video. And I will see you on the next one.